Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. Welcome coaches and futurepreneurs to our virtual pre-workshop today. We would begin the session in 5 minutes. Okay, let's get yourself prepared. Hello, everyone. You can hear me clearly, right? Okay. Okay, let's start. So good afternoon and good evening, everyone. Welcome coaches and futurepreneurs to our virtual pre-workshop today. My name is Sunisa Sathyanekchai or Fine. I'm very honored to be the session lead for our first virtual networking today. Right now we have 10 coaches with us and almost 50 futurepreneurs. I'm glad to see everyone here, so be proud of ourselves because right now we're taking part in one of the world-class program in building capacities of youth. So before we starting our session today, would like you to join me in taking this moment to celebrate the beginning of our futurepreneurs journey. So everyone, you please turn on your camera. Hi, Leah. Okay. Mark Chang, can you turn on your camera, please? On Mintu, Paul, hi. Hi, coaches. Today we have almost 50 futurepreneurs with us. Okay, we're gonna celebrate our virtual networking. Okay, so we get ready, right? So I would like you to join me in taking this moment to celebrate the beginning of our futurepreneurs journey. So can you grab your glass or maybe the glass in your imagination if you don't have glass beside your hand, and let's say cheers to our futurepreneurs. Okay. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, so I would say we have the other three persons who would be leading the session with me today. Aram would be the master of time today. Say hi to Aram. Hi. Okay, and Chumsiri would be leading our round robin master. Hi, Chumsiri. Good afternoon. And Pachara will be leading our Peshakusha session. Yeah, let's have a big round of applause to our team. Okay, so like in every social situation, it comes with its own etiquette. And here are my thoughts on how to handle yourself during the session. So we recommend you using a set of headphones with attached mic because they give you a clarity of speech, of course, and the ease of listening. And please use the mute button when you join a call or when others are talking. Otherwise, it could interrupt the flow of the speaker. And the session is being recorded right now to let you know. You may put your hands up if you want to speak for the attendees. Yeah, and you can use the instant messaging, which allows you to ask question or comment on something while other person is speaking. So that's all for the Zoom etiquette. So talking about the futurepreneur, we would feel the favor of wisely along this road, I'm sure. And that this project facilitating opportunities for coaches to work hand in hand with futurepreneurs is differentiating this program from other youth empowerment projects, I would say. We believe that solidarity between generations, I mean like coaching, working with the futurepreneurs will lead to such a huge impact on our community that one person or just one generation couldn't achieve alone. And finally, this networking session gonna deepen our networking of young Southeast Asian leaders. We're gonna turn this networking to be a pool of assets together, which we could tap in any time we need in order to flourish and sustain along this change maker road together. Okay, what about the learning journey of the pre-workshop? I think you may have already seen this learning journey in our Facebook closed group. The virtual pre-workshop is a series of networking activities ranging from now, this time, to January next year. So the first two sessions will be virtual networking session with an aim to strengthen connections among the YCD alumni or the coach and the young leaders in Southeast Asia or the futurepreneurs. And the third session will be for coach only, to be reminded. They would be equipped with all the technical and soft skills before empowering the futurepreneurs to be embedded with good foundation of planning and growing social enterprise. And finally, we would end the final session with a webinar with an aim to inspire passion among the futurepreneurs about the empowerment of the social entrepreneurship. And to do it, today's agenda, what about the today agenda? We're gonna spending time together today for 90 minutes. The journey now is a matter of seconds. So after this introduction part, I will pass you to Master of Time. He would keep you fit and firm. So be ready. And then we're getting warmer and warmer with the session on round robin master. Everyone would get to speak and be prepared because you have 20 seconds to speak out only. And finally, let's see how Pasha Kusha are gonna get you excited with the change maker journey. And that's all for agenda today. So my colleague will take it from here. Over to Aram.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. My name is Aram Lekutai. I will be your time master for a round robin master session today. So this activity is like freshening up everyone. So each one of you, we have only 20 seconds to speak. Okay, I will remind you about the time you spend by changing my background color to the green color. So which means you can start speaking. And when the clock is ticking down, I will change to the yellow, which just means you have like 5 seconds left to speak. So you should wrap everything up by when you see the yellow screen. And for the red screen, which means you have to stop completely. And then the next person will keep doing the same thing again. So next I will introduce you to Chum Siri. She will give you an instruction of the round robin master session. Okay.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to round robin master session. My name is Chum Siri. I'm a session lead. This is a warm-up session aimed at getting everyone to speak up. We want to know you more. And here is the flow of the session. First, you will be selected randomly. Second, after being named, everyone gets 20 seconds to talk on the topic. Don't forget to unmute your microphone. And lastly, when the time is up, the background of the master of time will be changed to red. All right. And our table topic for today is what FuturePreneurs is in your will. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. If not, let's get started. The first person, Brunei, Afik, go.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Afiq Muhammad, and I am the founder of ACO in Brunei. So what I do in Brunei is mostly things to do with supporting entrepreneurship, and I have been very keen on also connecting entrepreneurs. So it's been very fun. I was also a Voice Elite Profile alumni back in 2018. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. That's so impressive. Well, next, Philippines, Leah, go. Leah.
Oh, sorry. Rhea from the Philippines, PFP Fellow 2019, currently running an incubator in the university. And I'm just so excited what FuturePreneur holds for every one of us here.
All right, thank you so much. Next, Cambodia, Wongatayu.
Hello everyone, my name is Rotier from Cambodia. Currently I'm the teachers and also working with NGO and at the same time with the ministry. So a lot to do with public and private partnership. Looking forward to see how this alongside all of you and looking forward to learning new things. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. Let me remind you again for the table topic for today. The table topic for today is what FuturePreneurs is in your world. All right. Yeah. Next person, Singapore, Mark Chang.
Hi, my name is Mark. So what I do is I run an eco-social enterprise that makes dishes out of plastic bottles. So FuturePreneurs, I feel like entrepreneurs that look at social and not only profit, but both social as well as your business as well. Yeah, that's all.
All right, great. Next, Malaysia, Noor.
Hello everyone, my name is Noor. I'm the founder of Sangkrok Solar. We focus in off-grid solar energy solution. So for me, FuturePreneurs is someone who can actually solve the world's problem by actually making sustainable profit out of it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Next, Philippines, Paul, go.
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm the founder of Craft Ventures. It's an arts-based social enterprise. A future entrepreneur for me is someone who is able to adapt to the changing needs and demands of the world, and who is able to create solutions that respond to problems that we are experiencing.
Oh, that's great.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. Well, next to Indonesia, Awaludin.
Hi, my name is Awaludin. For me, futurepreneur is someone who collaborate with others to connect, to giving impact and develop themselves and giving impact to the others.
All right, thank you so much. Next, Indonesia, Azam.
Sorry for late. I am Azam from Indonesia. Is it about futurepreneur?
The table topic is what futurepreneurs is in your will.
Okay. For me, futurepreneur is the one that working with SGDs, and we make some sustainable impact for the solving the problem with collaborate together between government, millennials, and also with some local volunteer. I think that's all. Thank you.
All right, that's fantastic. Thank you. Next, Thailand, Ashim. Your turn.
Hello everyone, Sawadee Krap. My name is Ashim. You can call me Chang. I'm also a PFP Fellow 2015. To me, futurepreneurs are the active change makers that improve people's lives and creates the future that we would like to live in. Thank you. Pleasure to meet everyone.
All right, that's so impressive, everybody. Yeah, thank you all for the profound definitions of futurepreneurs. Like Sunisa said earlier, learning through other experiences doesn't wait the time indeed. Less than 5 minutes, you got to know wonderful thoughts from 11 awesome coaches. All right, are you ready for the next session, Pishakusha? If yes, please unmute your microphone and say yes together. 1, 2, 3. Yes!
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you. Over to you, Pashara. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. And yes, we're off to Pechakucha round. Before I proceed, there's some question in the chat box that I'd like to address. Basically, from participants asking whether what are their roles, in this whole round. So I just want to clear the roles and what are we doing here is to get you to know your coaches in our first pre-workshop. In the Pechakusha session, you'll be listening to your future coach in the regional workshop who'll be working with you in the future. Towards the end of the session, there will be a Q&A sessions where you can ask your coach live questions or in the chat box. Right. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce myself one more time. My name is Pichara Ansasuknaramon. You can call me Pat. I am the YCD Alumni Academic Fellowship at the University of Nebraska in Omaha. And currently I am an attaché at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Thailand. I am very honored to be facilitator for the session today, the so-called Pechakucha time. All right, before I give the floor to our coach today, let me ask you one question. How many of you have heard the term Pechakucha before? This goes to the participant as well. If you have heard the terms, just type it in your chat box. I'll be very happy to see your answer. For the coaches, if you've heard the terms of Pechakucha, can you give me a thumbs up? How many thumbs do we have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good number. For those who don't have thumbs up, for those who are hearing this term for the first time, don't be worried. I'll be explaining what are we doing here in a moment. Right? Basically, Pechakucha is a storytelling, method where you present 20 slides for 20 seconds. So I'm very bad at math. So it will be how much 6 minutes 40 seconds in total. Right. Thank you for those of you who are mumbling, answer. Very good. But today we're doing a shorter version out of it where each of the coach will be presenting 5 presentation slides for only 20 seconds. I think we've run through that already, so you should be all good. This is to, we were thinking very hard of how do we introduce our coaches to our participants, and we'll come up with a very creative telling story way for those coaches who will be joining us in the actual regional workshop as we hope to be scheduled early next year. This is to get you to know who are you working with in the future. The alumni we're bringing in today have renowned projects. As you can see, they are founders of many, many things. So they are the experienced futurepreneur who will be working with you in the regional workshop. Right. So to help us proctor the time, as you can see, we're doing it on a very, elevator pitch tight timing. You will be given 20 seconds, for each slide. On the bottom right of your slide, we've added the page number. There will be a time span telling you how much time you have left. And once you're finished all your 5 slides, we've added the thumbs up slide towards the end of your presentation. Once you see the thumbs up slide, please kindly wrap up. And if you continue to speak, I will be, reminding you with my beautiful, bell here from Thailand. Right. You guys have any questions before we start? Anyone want to say anything before we time you seriously? Participants, if you want to know anything, just drop your questions in the chat box. I promise you, I will be your, representative and ask as many questions to our coaches possible today. Right. This is very important. As futurepreneur in the future, you'll be, telling the story of your product. I'm pretty sure all the coaches here today have passed many pitching, elevator pitch, how you sell your product, how you sell your project. That's actually very, very relevant skills for today. One fact that I want to remind you before we start, as Pecha Kucha, we believe in, the idea of talk less, show more. So you listen with your ears and also receiving message from your eyes as well. So please be careful listening and viewing what they have to offer from our 11 coaches from 10 countries in ASEAN. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start our Pechikuta time, I'd like to call for a 10 minutes break in order to give our coaches to prepare with the slides and, for our participants to warm up a little bit. Please do not leave the chat, the Zoom room. Feel free to mingle in the chat. I will be here as well. I will be answering the questions for those speakers. Please make sure you are ready. Some of you, Noor in particular, your sounds a bit weak in the first round. So if you can adjust your microphone during the break, that would be great. Also, if without further ado, off you go for 10 minutes. The current time is 4:26. So we'll come back, let's say 4:35, and then we'll proceed with the 11 Pecha Kucha presentation. So off you go, 10 minutes. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. The break time is up. If you're back, please turn on your camera and unmute your microphone. If you are up to the speakers, if not, just turn on your camera and I'll be calling upon your name. Then you can unmute your microphone later. For the participants, let us know if you are back. Shout out in the chat box so I'll know you're back. If we were to be in the an actual meeting, I'll be doing this, like, everyone come back from the break, stop drinking coffee and come back to the meeting room. Right. If everyone is back, let me slide through roughly. Right, the slide is on. Everyone is back. Mark from Singapore, if you're back, would you please kindly turn on your video? Thank you very much. I can see you now. All 11 is back. All right. Seems like we have a very enthusiastic futurepreneur in our chat box and very, very, how to say it, talented coaches here with us today. I was just gliding through responses from our participants regarding what is the futurepreneur. Each of you were given like 20 seconds to answer that, and you have a lot of your minds to give. Some of you were just like, introducing yourself, and that's how sort of explain futurepreneur in a sense, but you didn't really, give the opinion out. So feel free to do so in the chat box. I was reading comment from Austin from Indonesia, one of our futurepreneur. He says, anyone can make a difference. That's really, really capturing the sense of futurepreneur. That's empowering everyone to, come up and make a difference and a good impact to the world. While Darlene was also saying from Cambodia, opportunities, people, futurepreneur means to her that people who can successfully grabbing the opportunities that emerge from the change. That is very, very much relevant to what is happening now. As you can see that the business world, the world we do business actually being disrupted very much so. So I think futurepreneurs also have to be really, really good in capturing the trends and signals in what's going on in the society and make use of those changes that are coming our way to our good benefit and for the benefit of the society as well. So very good response in the chat box. For those who didn't give out the answer yet, please feel free to do so along our Pechakucha presentation. All right, let us remind you again, coaches, you will be given 20 seconds for each slide, and you'll be doing 5 slides, meaning you will have in total 100 seconds. You don't have to share your slides. We'll be controlling your slides submitted earlier for you, and the presentation will be changing automatically in 20 seconds. So please be punctual and use your time wisely. And upon the last slide, there will be a thumbs up. Please kindly wrap up once you see the times up sign and be respectful of others' times as well. For participants, your turn is to ask interesting questions to every single speaker we have on the house today. When you ask the question, please kindly direct your question to each of the speakers. So I will be selecting, let's say, 5 to 10 questions from the chat box to be asked towards the end of the presentation. I will also be open the floor for the live ask as well. Towards the end, I'll be asking those of you who want to ask live questions, participants. If you want to voice out your questions, you can either put it in the chat box or you can wait until the end and put the raise hand button, and I'll be selecting 3 live questions to be asked to our coach on the meeting room. So just to recap, 2 ways of asking questions through the chat box. Don't forget to add who are you asking the question to, or you can wait until the end and ask your question live. I would recommend you do both ways because there will be many questions and we have limited time. So I would, if it were me, I would try both ways for my luck. All right, our first speaker today, Mr. Awaludin from Indonesia. If you're ready, say hello. We're not timing you yet. Say it, please.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, that's good too. Just to check your microphone. If you're ready, Mr. Awaludin, your 100 seconds start now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Awaludin. Just call me Din. I'm from Indonesia, and I'm currently manage a woodworking shop. Basically an engineer, carpenter, and designer. Basically, I'm doing collaborating traditional artisan with designers to create product from waste and natural materials. So our workshop, it started 8 years ago when I was fell in love with rural and traditional community. So since then, I mostly live in rural area and live the experience with them. And then together I teach and empower them with and connect them with better network to get more opportunities. And I also creating a social entrepreneur, not only in woodworking, but also in another side to involve more beneficiaries like housewife, kids, indigenous community, and so on in several parts in Indonesia. And the other thing, I become YCL Pro Fellows in Economic Development, first cohort in fall 2015, when I met with another ASEAN person who I wish to collaborate after that. And since after 5 years, we collaborate a lot, and our impact is spread across the ASEAN from them. And then this is what I do. Mostly I collaborate with traditional community and connect them with designers and creating product, mostly handcrafts and woodworking, accessories, kind of it, to sell it either in Indonesia or in other country in ASEAN. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, well done, Din. I like the way you connect the traditional community to the market access to be able to sell the products to empower the local community. That's very
Thank you for wrapping up.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. I see a few questions coming for you. We'll look forward to ask those questions towards the end. Now, give it up to our second speakers, Mr. Ang Mintu from Myanmar. If you are ready, say hello.
Hello, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, your 100 seconds starts now.
Cool. Hi, everyone. My name is Omnitil, but you can just call me Al. And I'm a teacher, and of course, I teach. So I used to be afraid of speaking with people who have different ideas and identities and religion. But when I became a teacher, I realized that diversity is very important. And this is the workshop that I took in Australia, I guess. And then starting from that time, I try to embrace diversity in education content and workplace. And okay, waiting for the second slide. And also, I love to work for gender equality. This is one of the movements led by the Asia Development Bank for women empowerment. So, and because it's also very important that household chores are shared equally among us. And this is one of the photos that I'm trying to raise, that I enjoy the Asia Development Bank to raise the awareness of gender equality. And this photo was taken in Cambodia when I joined one of the project, Mekong Friendship Project in 2015. And we planted a tree in Cambodia, and I hope the tree that I planted is stay there as a part of the Global Citizenship Project. And this was in Laos. We went there to deliver the training to transfer the transferable skills to the youth in Laos back in 2014. And one of my volunteering projects with the ASEAN young leaders as well. And so we were in Laos for 2 weeks. Okay, not yet. Okay, so this one, so as I told you, I'm a teacher, and this is the school uniform of our country, green and white. In Myanmar, teachers are not normally, people, they don't want to be the teachers because the salary of teachers are very low. And my parents, they also don't like to see me being a teacher, but I'm proud of being a teacher. So I was standing in UNESCO's event in Canada as a teacher, Myanmar teacher. So yeah, thank you very much.
Wow, very, very remarkable. Right. I like the fact that you follow your passion anyways towards becoming who you want to be. And I like the story about the plant you grow in Cambodia. Maybe we can have someone from Cambodia go look at that plant grow a long time, whether it's still there. All right, very good. Thank you very much, Ang Min Tu from Myanmar, the very bright future teacher from Myanmar. For our next speakers, let us welcome Mr. Azam from Indonesia. Are you ready, Azam?
Yes, of
All
course.
right, if you are, your 100 seconds starts now.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurul Zamana Siddiq and you can call me Azam. Right now I'm Chief of Happiness of my two company. First is Y Group, it's Youth Expert Community, and the second one is GDN Production, is creative digital branding and marketing to subside the financial of the Y Group. So we make some collaboration together with the expert. So it's starting from Batam. Perhaps Singaporean know where is Batam. Batam, we are working in oil and gas manufacture and marine. But in 2015, our economy is increased and decreased, and we have a lot of unemployment, and crime is so rising up. That's the problem. So with looking at that problem, we are youth in Batam gathering together and find out what's the real solution that we need to solve. That's why in 2015 until 2016, we are collaborate together. We gathered all the youth expert in Batam. Is it not moving? Oh, yeah, we make some youth group. It's a couple of, it's a community that include all youth experts. We are different background, different expertise like business, financial, and everything. We make some social business together to help economic to increase, and we make some community development program together. Like this one is Kita Satu movement. We are one with youth. We have them to give the musical therapy to make, and then we help them to make their own business. So after they get out from prison, they have their own money and they know how to start their own business. So they don't need to be crime again. The second one is we make a mompreneur. We collaborate all the widow and wife with jobless husband. We teach them how to make and start their own business. And then we collaborate with Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Batam and some Indonesian ambassador in Europe and in Hong Kong. We sell out of the product of the mompreneur. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Azam, for a very inspiring story. I've been to Batam and I loved it. Very easy to connect to Singapore. Terima kasih. I like the project you did with youth in prison. I think it's very, very representing the idea of inclusivity in ASEAN. I think we need to see more of that action, and I'd love to know more about your project. Now we're moving to Mr. Shang from Thailand. Can you please say hello?
Hello, everyone. Swadee krap.
All right. If you are ready, Mr. Chang, your 100 seconds starts now.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chang from Thailand, and I'm very happy to connect with each and every one of you in this exciting YCL FuturePreneurs program. Thanks to the COVID pandemic, our company's mission statement evolved from being a just-for-profit enterprise to one that is advancing human security. So the next couple of slides will reflect on key life-changing events, with the first one being definitely the YCL Spring Fellowship on Public Policy. I had the chance to visit a massive farm in America, and I wrote a note to myself then that I would like to make this hobby/passion in agriculture a reality. In Chiang Rai, as of date, on the right, you'll see that we have started to grow lamyai and intercrop it with medicinal plants. We are exploring expansion opportunities in Indonesia and Laos into aeroponics and vertical farms. And if you're keen to collaborate, please feel free to reach out. The next slide will show you the daily grind. 11 years and counting, my company tackles the twin challenges of energy scarcity and environmental sustainability by designing, building, and operating modular state-of-the-art plastic-to-fuel plants using DPOL technology. We have produced 12 million liters of petroleum from over 18,000 tons of mixed waste, equivalent to a reduction of 21,000 tons of emissions. This is another flagship event in my career where I was a delegate speaker representing Thailand at the One Young World Summit. And the 5-minute speech that I gave basically took 3 months to prepare. And as an entrepreneur, learning, unlearning, and relearning is a continuous process. And the only constant that you really have is your own clarity, because it's very easy to get lost in a sea of opportunities that always surround you. And with my final slide, what I want to stress on is entrepreneurship is all about people. In my journey, whatever I am today is because of the people I've surrounded myself with, from whom I have learned, shared, grown, and developed. So to sum up, my view on entrepreneurship is that it is not just about making $1 million, it is about winning 1 million hearts. So good luck and keep going. Thank you.
Brilliant timing, Mr. Chang from Thailand. Thank you very much. I like the fact that you say about learn and relearn, as we see it firsthand how pandemic actually reshaping the skills that requires in the job market. And the second quote I liked about your presentation is about not impressing $10 million, but to make impress 10 million hearts. And that is very impressive. And I'm pretty sure you impress a lot of hearts in our chat room today. How many hearts do we have? 71. Right, I think you impressed it all. Thank you very much. We're moving on to Mr. Afiq Mohammed from Brunei. If you are ready, please shout out.
Hey, hi, can you guys hear me?
Right, if you're ready, your 100 seconds starts now.
All right. So first and foremost, my name is Afiq Mohammed, and I'm from Brunei. I am the founder of ACO and a business counselor at Shell Brunei. So now this photo is just me in San Diego Comic Con. It's nothing related to this, but I personally found my purpose, and I kind of found my purpose as well in entrepreneurship. So in most of my work is that I collaborated with a lot of entrepreneurs. Here, this is one of the communities that I've collaborated with, specifically the Techstars Startup Weekend. I've organized over 8 startup weekends, and we have done social enterprise, sustainable development goals, women, creative technology, and quite a number of things. One of the key things I want to highlight here is specifically about ecosystem building and that you can be a part of it. This is our ecosystem or our community that I got connected with when I was a Pro Fellow alumni back in 2018. So now these are our resources where we can utilize and support entrepreneurs. Our key term here is about ecosystem building and connecting entrepreneurs to opportunities. This was how I found my inspiration. This is the book called The Startup Communities by Brett Felt. It highlighted a lot of opportunities, whether you need to create contents, workshops, hackathons, awards, for you to organize and support the entrepreneurs. Essentially, I enjoyed supporting entrepreneurs, and I do hope to see that you can also become, supporters of entrepreneurs. This is one of our communities in Brunei, and I hopefully, I would love to see more support and more connectivity from beyond ASEAN and APAC. Yeah, it's just very brief for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Afiq. I think I'm pretty much agree with what you presented. Ecosystem and community for startup is very, very crucial to get through, a very tough journey of having your business or your social enterprise become successful. And one community that I find very, very helpful is the YZili alumni and YZili network. So shouting out to those who have passions and idea, I say you are in the right place. You are here with people with passion and area where you can collaborate and consult with them and probably be partner in your social enterprise or your futurepreneur coming. So a very good point to highlight, Mr. Afiq. We're moving on to the one and only lady from the Philippines, Ms. Rhea. Let us hear your beautiful voice.
Hello there. Hi, everyone.
Right. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
All right. If you are, your 100 seconds starts now.
So, hi, I'm Rhea Hagisa and Mabuhay from the Philippines. So, allow me to give you a glimpse of my journey as a change maker. So I have been in the academe for the past 15 years. Do not ask when. So this was the time that we have been collaborating with a lot of public and private partnerships, not only in our city in the South, but also national. This would be another journey in which I was also a blogger turned contributor. If you want to know about financial journey, by all means, ask me. I am more than happy to share any tips on money management, most especially with your business. So with that, we've published a book about Dreams to Millions that helps entrepreneurs, youth, and the like who wants to know better money management and how to manage their finances. This was the time when I was part of a university incubator in which, as of the last count this year, we have incubated over 50 startups that generated over $1 million revenues for the past 3 years. We've conducted a lot of startup weekends in our city and been tapping universities to colleges and whatnot in order to help students turn their ideas to reality. This was just last year during my Pro Fellow internship with a lot of other Filipinos who were there in various cohorts like economic empowerment, civic engagement, and the like. And they have been more than good networks to me, not only in my journey, but also in my career. And this was done last March of this year, in which we have graduated over 10 new startups in our incubator that led to over 50 startups that we have right now that tends to generate jobs, not only to the locals, but also others, because more than anything, our incubator nourishes startups that are up in hearts and up in purpose. Thank you.
I like the sound effect. Yes, I find my coach, Rhea. I might need your help a lot with money management as I failed tremendously to keep my money in my wallet, especially during the COVID-19. When you go to Lazada, Shopee, I lost it all the time. So you will be my coach in managing my money. And I love your picture of you and your friends wearing Barong Tagalog and Filipiniana. That's just very sad and I love it. Cannot wait to see more coming from our speakers. Let us give it up to our next coach from Cambodia, Mr. Vongkachayut. Someone has told me that you want to be called Panda.
Well, for sure. Panda would be easier.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, if you are, your 100 seconds start now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hingpet Wongratayut, sales and development managers turned teachers in a public school. So the journey is very funny, from a business into a teacher who teach biology in a classroom. So every journey with one single step, right? The same with most of entrepreneur and future entrepreneur out there. When you take one step forward, that's difficult. And I think finding the right commitment, the true callings of what social cause you plan to do, you will eventually start as well. But then along the journey, we start seeing stories from like the community, especially from the students who you thought that everything was there for them. Everything was so simple, yet why it's so. And all those stories continue to inspire you over and over and over. And sometimes those voices are not heard. Those voices are the small voices that never been heard before. So it's up to your job as an entrepreneur to bring those voices stage. Where the stage should be, it's a stage where the right network are. And I think I'm actually very happy that I've been participating in 4 regional Wisely workshops so far. And I've managed to meet so many people who are very supportive. I was able to actually grab my idea, engage with them. Not only that, they got my ideas, they actually improve even further. And that's the best journey so far. And through CNET, I was able to a bigger network. As the current co-president of CNET, I was able to actually see how and what it looked like to work from the community ground up, both in terms of like private, publics, and at the same time, a nonprofit organization, how the ecosystem would look like in order to chase the impact. I just recently started my startup as well, but one simple word that I want to say to all entrepreneurs that when you actually immerse yourself, the first step is very difficult. Once you do, within the right network, one day you will find the right partner. Actually continue on working on those solution with you, shaping it further and actually creating impact altogether. Thank you everyone for listening as well.
Thank you, Panda. You've done a lot of things. You've been to 4 regionals YCL workshop. Wow, that's impressive. And you're coming to Thailand as well for this one, for the regional workshop, this time as a coach. So check you out. Here you are. And I also like the CUNET and YSI and TMI, your startup as well. We would love to hear more from you. So thank you, Panda, for sharing that with us. We're moving on to our 8th speaker out of 11. So more than half have spoken already. Mark Chang from Singapore, if you're ready, let us hear your voice.
Hi, I'm from Singapore. So basically what I do is I run a eco social enterprise. We turn plastic bottles into t-shirts. That's what basically we do. So I'm just waiting for the next slide. Yeah, so actually this is the process of what we do. We collect plastic bottles from rural coastal. Currently, actually, we're in 5 countries, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and Brunei, and of course, Singapore. But Singapore, we're more like a headquarters because it's quite expensive. So we chop up the plastic bottles, we turn them into thread, and then later we turn them into t-shirts. And then once these t-shirts can be also reused, we also have our in-house design, and actually we have supplied to e-commerces like Zalora, Poplo, or Lazada. So some of the brands, recently we are trying to work with Nike. Hopefully they can do it for their own soccer jersey. Okay, yeah. Okay, in terms of environment impact, we have upcycled more than 2 million plastic bottles into t-shirts. We started only about 4 years ago, and we collect from rural coastal communities. We have worked with more than 1,000 over. So actually we empower them. We buy from them the plastic waste that are thrown into the sea to reduce microplastics. Okay, yeah, that's all. Happy to chat. Yeah.
Very well done, Mark. I think it's very important to be addressing environmental issues, and the way you do it is very creative of how you utilize what we have a lot in the sea, and those are contributed from many of the ASEAN countries. Actually, last year, that's kind of a solid action agreed by the ASEAN leaders to reduce marine debris in ASEAN. So that's probably aligned with your goal as well. And having seen this making in action, I think it is very impressive. And you know, you have a lot of plastic to come get from Thailand. We're dealing with that. And thank you for making this happen to reduce plastic bottles. So impressive presentation from Mark from Singapore. Let us hear from our 9th speaker all the way from Malaysia. Mr. Noor, if you're ready, can you make some noise?
Yeah, hi everyone.
All right, that's better. If you're ready, your 100 seconds starts now.
All right, my name is Noor. I'm the founder of Shang Solar. I'm the solar energy social entrepreneur, where we focus in off-grid solar energy solutions. Mostly our industry will be in agriculture, rural, mobile solar energy system or solution. So this is the picture. We are helping one of our beneficiaries in our social initiative in Aboriginal communities. So my involvement with YCL program started in 2017 with a regional workshop in Brunei for green entrepreneurship. That was me in YCL Pro Fellow Fall 2017 in environmental sustainability, and I hosted an exchange fellow from US in 2018. So back to my enterprise, we have our tagline, Solar for all for solar. We do have our commercial projects and we have our social projects. So we connect these two through cross-subsidization, where we use our revenue from commercial projects to help our social initiative by fully subsidizing solar energy solution for those in energy poverty community. So these are the diagram. We have completed more than 100 projects and have impacted more than 1,250 direct beneficiaries. Our main focus will be in ASEAN and Africa for our social initiatives. So the next target will be 5,000 beneficiaries by 2022. So we connect by cross-subsidization. So this is a good example of our social initiative. where we teach and show the beneficiaries on how to install the solar energy system so that they can know how to operate and to maintain in the future. So we ensure that there will be knowledge transfer, not only on the solar energy solution providing, we will also empower them with knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Noor. Impressive presentation. Solar for all for solar. That's very, very, deep and right. I like the way you how to say capitalized your brand DNA, I'd say, where you empower the locals and community along the way is ensuring tech transfer. That is very a sustainable way of shifting people towards a more renewable energy. I think that you're in very, very good direction, and good luck on your 5,000 beneficiaries by 2020. That is very, very impressive as well. We're moving along to our 10th speakers from the Philippines. Mr. Paul, are you ready?
Yes, hello.
If you're ready, your 100 seconds starts now.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul from the Philippines. Currently, I'm part of two social enterprises, Craft Ventures and Plastic Bank Philippines. Craft Ventures, it's an arts-based social enterprise which started as a college project. And I consider myself as an artist and a crafter, and I wanted to develop these passions into a sustainable business. That's the reason why it evolved into a social enterprise in 2012. This picture is very significant to me, as this is the group of stakeholders that we partnered in Naga City District Jail, wherein we tapped these women prisoners to become our stakeholders into creating crafts, and then we help them in financial literacy programs and in prison skills development program. And these two pictures are very significant to me, because this opened a lot of opportunities for me in knowing a lot about community development and social entrepreneurship ideas and practices. The one is with the Do School Fellowship, and the other one is with the YCD. This one, it's another milestone for Craft Ventures, wherein we won in a competition which granted us a seed funding to scale up our operations and expanded our communities, not only with prisoners, but also to urban women and fellow crafters and artisans. And yeah, lastly, this photo is my current affiliation with Plastic Bank Philippines, which aims to help in stopping ocean plastic by engaging 1 billion people in creating innovative activities in order to reduce waste materials. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. That is very unique. This is the first project, I guess, among the 11 presentation where you integrated art-based social enterprise. So that is very interesting, of engaging people and stakeholders through art. So very, very various and range of entrepreneur coach for you participants. I'm very excited to be working with each and every one of the coaches already. Well, last but not least of our coach, Mr. Kuan Yen Ha from Vietnam. Are you ready?
Oh, okay. I had a little bit of noise in my background, but I will speak loudly to make sure you can hear me, all right? I hope you say the best for last.
Right.
Okay.
Your 100 seconds starts now.
Okay. Hello, everybody. To keep it simple, you can grab me up into for ArtFest. So I am the fintech advocate. I'm a coffee warrior, and I'm also a big writer and a marathon runner. So you have my email and my blog here, so you can check it out to find out more about me. Yeah, actually, 4 years ago, I founded a non-for-profit organization named the Coffee Warrior. So it's an initiative that helps to strengthen the sustainable practices in the coffee industry and promote the specialty coffee movement in Vietnam. And we had done a project that brought coffee farmers, from 3 countries, Vietnam, the United States, and Indonesia, together and meet up in Vietnam. And And we also had brought a coffee farmer to Indonesia as well, in Sulawesi Island. And currently I'm working for a startup named Kilimo Finance. So it's the mid-up between technology, finance, and agriculture. And we have a local coffee farmer, especially agriculture in Vietnam, by turning finance knowledge into attractive value chain loan product for banks. And I am the alumni of the Professional Fellow Program in 2017, and also the winner of PFP Alumni Impact Award in 2019. So this is a photo that I delivered my presentation in Washington, D.C. last year. And one more thing. So as long as you had a good idea, so the global will open door for you. So I have been to India, Bangkok, and some other places, thanks to Wisely community. And one more thing I want to share with all of you that future entrepreneurs who are person who are future oriented, and they know how to make the future a little bit better, more sustainable, and more inclusive for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Kwon Yin Ha from Vietnam. I like the word you said about future oriented. That is very pertinent about, being an entrepreneur in this 21st century in a disruptive world. And I also like the fact that you are a marathon runner. The furthest I could go is 12 kilometers and I die right there. So I may need your advice in that regard as well. Now you can mute your microphone, and we're moving for Q&A sessions. Before I go for Q&A, I'd like to do a short recap. Kun Arm, if I'm running out of time, please change your background accordingly, so I would know, how much time do I have left for Q&A before I pass it on for the wrap-up sessions. Before I go for the question and answer, I'd like each and every one of the speakers to recap what is your passion is for our participants to know if you have, a particular interest in any specific area who you would want to go to. For example, I'd start, my name is Pat. Just say your name one more time to get you familiarized. My name is Pat, and my passion is civic engagement. So we'll be doing that in the 1 to 11th order. You mute your own microphone and say it, one sentence, one area only to keep it concise, and then you pass it on to the other person following the list that we just used. All right, off you go to Din.
Hello, I'm interested in rural economic empowerment, and me as a personal, I love to do crafting and design. Okay.
Ang Min Tu, please.
Hi, my name is Amintu, and my passion is developing youth development related training and design. Thank you.
Go on. Azam, please.
Yeah, hi, I'm Azam, and I'm focusing in social entrepreneur and also youth development program.
Kun Chang, please.
Okay. Hi, I'm Chang, and I'm passionate about public policy for economic growth. Thank you.
Afik, please.
Hi, everybody. My name is Afiq Muhammad, and I'm interested mostly in economic empowerment. But if you're keen on things such as community building, hackathons, workshops, basically the ecosystem building aspect of things, do talk to me. Thank you.
All right, Rhea, please.
Rhea, Startup and Business Development and Financial Management.
Clear and concise. Next, Fungatayud, please. Panda.
Usually, precisely, education and capacity development alongside with community development.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm better at economic development and more on how to develop and scale your social enterprise. So if those are running a social enterprise, feel free to talk to me.
Thank you, Noor.
Hi, my name is Noor. My passion will be in renewable energy technology and social innovation.
Thank you, Paul.
Hi, I'm interested in social entrepreneurship, arts and design, and solid waste management.
All right, and Kwon, unmute your mic, please.
Right. Hello, everybody. I love fintech, finance, technology, and agriculture, and I'm working at the crossroad of three fields. So I love all of them.
All right, thank you. So what I'll do now is I would like to switch the order a little bit to the live question first, as there's a lot of comments and questions mixed in our chat box, and I will need a little more time to process all the questions. If the Keenan team would be able to help me process and pick, like, let's say 3 questions from the chat box and send it back to me in private message, and I will be asking those questions in the chat box later on, would be much appreciated. So let us move to the live questions. If participants, this is your turn. If you want to ask questions, please click the raise hand button on the, below of your panel. If your hand are raised, I will be seeing your hands and I'll be called upon your name and we'll be unmuting your mic from our end and you'll get to ask your questions. If you may raise your hand now, that would be great. Anyone want to ask any questions? I don't see any, wait, okay, I don't see any hands. Let me see. Okay, no one for now. Participants, for real, ask questions. If you don't know how to raise your hand, type it in the chat box. I'll let the IT person, unmute your mic and you will get to ask your questions. There's someone, right? Belinda?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. I just want to ask specific for Kwon from Vietnam and Oshim from Thailand. Like in this COVID-19 era and disruptive era, how would your business or social enterprises strive the challenges? Like, what are your strategy to tackle all of this challenge today? Thank you.
Oh, I can answer your question. So everything had to move online right now. So I 100% working online right now. And, but because we are the fintech startup, so the COVID-19 can impact us a little bit because I had to meet farmer pay to pay. It's way more better to work with them. But right now, everything had to move online. And if I want to meet the local farmers, so I had to gather them in the small group by 5 or 7 farmers. So normally we want to create some workshop for them, maybe more than 20 people. But right now, the local government don't allow us to do that. So it's very challenging. So, yeah. So, but we had to deal with it somehow in some way. And I sometimes had to train farmers how to, video call like that. So make sure that they also, after the COVID-19, I think that people from grassroots are way more adaptive to the technology as well.
Okay, thank you.
From my perspective, it was a bit different because I do manufacturing. So I need my staff to be on the factory floor and operate the machines. So to be frank, it was very challenging because moving online helped me with the administration side, but it did not really work for the production side. And the way we went on the production side was we actually met with the district collector, we met with the government, and we asked them for permits to allow our staff to be present on site. And what we ensured on site was face mask, PPE gear, sanitizer, and whatever we could to create a safe working environment for our staff. So the biggest challenge would be the uncertainty, because like even now we are facing certain vendor delays because of the different lockdowns across the country. Because one of my factories are in India, so that's the perspective over here why the lockdowns are still there, even though in Thailand we don't have any lockdown at the moment. So it's really take it as it comes, and there's not much you can do. So it's about holding on to what you have built, consolidating and streamlining processes to keep in line with whatever the government guidelines for the day is. So that's the approach that we took.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I hope the response answered your question, Belinda. We're moving on to our next live questions. Can we have Lucio Maya in the chat room to ask the questions? please IT department add Lucio into the chat room. I see her hands up. Next, we'll have question from number 12, Indonesia, as well. So if you could please add the person into the panelist to prepare for the questions. I think Lucio is already in the room. Lucio, if you can unmute your mic and go ahead with your question. If not, we can proceed with number 12, Indonesia first.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
My name is Kifari from Indonesia. I'm really interested with Noor from Malaysia. And my question is how to, I would say, to manage intention, our social intention and profit economic intention in your activity in solar energy. When we really I would say put our profit oriented and when we will share our social intention. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the question. So if I may answer. So basically for social enterprise, you must have two objectives. Number one, like all other businesses, you must be financially sustainable. And the second will be your social objective. For my case, it will be the electrification rate of people living in energy poverty issue. So how do I sustain? I make sure we are operating as a business. It means that in easier way, we need to make money. And then while doing the profit-centered activities, we are solving the social issue. That's why we channel the revenue from our commercial projects, because we don't rely in any donation or sponsorship and whatnot. So you must be business first, but you must know that your second objective is at par with your profitable financial objective. So that's how we sustain. If we cannot make it money on that particular project, so we will make sure that we will impact a person, or a community with our solutions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to also direct, that is a very great question. I want to direct the question to Mark from Singapore as well. How do you sustain your business and how do you manage, what to give to society, what to keep to make your firm running?
Okay, sure. So I think to answer, a lot of people think actually social enterprise is not very profitable because you have a double bottom line. Firstly, because you firstly have to care about profits, and actually, secondly, you have to actually care about the social, right? But what we did was because we turned a very, in a way, very low value product into something that's very high value. So actually, just give you an example, like 1 kg of plastic, right, is about less than 1 cent US dollar. But we managed to turn that into a value of 1 kg equal to $30 US dollars. So the multiple on that value, it's a lot. And yes, actually, we are quite profitable. Although it took a while, we actually do mainly B2B, but we're looking at B2B means business. So we support other businesses to produce this. Next thing we look at is actually B2C, which is business to consumer. But just to share with you, I mean, I don't really like to review financial, but just to let you know, last year actually we made about $3 million US dollars net profit. So that's actually how we are able to grow the business. And I want to show, I'm saying that because not to be a show off, but rather I want to encourage that if you plan your business properly, you are able to actually value add to the community a lot. And we pay our community, the rural communities, very well. Like some of the village shade we pay them $1,000 US a month, which is really, really a lot for them. Yeah.
Wow, I want to apply to be one of your employees. Wow, that seems like very, very good. Future ahead you have there as a social enterprise. Thank you, Mark, for sharing that with us. I think Lucio, Maria, if you are ready to ask your questions, you can go ahead.
Okay, well, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, good afternoon from Timor-Leste. So
wow.
in here, I would like to ask a question to a quote from Thailand, Mr. Azam. So I'm interested in his project, which is about waste plastic petroleum. So could you just share me your experience the first time you start your project, because we know that waste plastic from petroleum, it's quite dangerous to people lives. So how would you what is your first experience you influence your staff or people in your community to work towards this project?
Sure.
Okay.
And that is an interesting question. So yeah, mute is off. So it has been a long journey. It started in 2009. Now we're in 2020. So it's been a marathon and still a marathon. And it's not something that's just off the book, because as I was studying my chemical engineering bachelor's degree in university, I began to start thinking what my internship would be, what my final design project would be. That's how it really started. I had no, it wasn't something that was the first preference on my list of careers or projects I wanted to do. It just organically grew. And in the process of actually identifying a project and working through the process with my university, my lecturers, etc., the project began to take shape. Now, yes, you're right. Petroleum is looked at as in a negative limelight because of all the emissions, etc. But we need to also understand that we are in Asia and we don't have the luxury of transforming over to hydrogen, which is the clean energy of the future tomorrow. So also one more thing we need to also recognize is that we have this sprawling waste industry in our region, which is actually mishandled very badly. In every community across ASEAN, over 50% of your municipal budgets go into waste collection, waste transportation, and waste disposal. So like Mark is converting PET bottles into t-shirt, that is a very smart way of tackling one stream of waste. And you must recognize that waste has multiple streams. There's an organic stream, there's a PET bottle stream, there's an e-waste stream, there's a plastic mixed waste stream. And I went down the path of targeting the mixed waste stream, which is your chips packets, your biscuit covers, etc., etc. And in the process of fine-tuning the technology, etc., we arrived at a point where you have to enter at economy of scale. So in my slide, you have seen those pictures are 10-ton plants, which are modular plants, and you need to have about 5 acres of space. So it is a manufacturing industry. It's not a unicorn industry. It's more like a camel industry. You keep investing into infrastructure and you grow with time, increase your production and increase your capacities. So it is about planning, it is about design, and most importantly, it's about having a product that your customers can rely on. And what I mean by that is, in any industry, you know what your raw material is, your financials are clear, and then you produce your product. But in the waste industry, that's not how it works. The waste is always seasonal, it's always changing, and there is no standardization in terms of your feedstock. And when you plan, you must plan for all these variables and ensure your product is consistent. So consistent product, reliable product, just the basics of business. If you're able to maintain those indicators, you can put up a plastic to fuel facility anywhere. And if you want to put one up in Timor-Leste, I'm all game. Thank you.
All right. Seems like we have a red background already. I just want to ask one last question from our Q&A chat box. We see more hands as well. Unfortunately, the Time Masters seems angry with his red background. I'll just wrap up with one final question from Philippines. Let us hear from one and only lady, Rhea. The question is asked from your colleague, Sarah Jane from the Philippines, saying, what motivated you to advocate for financial management? Rhea, please.
Yes, hello. That's a very wonderful question. I actually replied to Sarah already, but I think it's for everyone. So would you believe that I was in debt like 10 times more my salary before, like 5 years ago? And I said to myself, this shouldn't be happening anymore, or else I won't get married at all. That's a joke, okay? But technically, it's very bad money management if your spouse already has a lot of debt. And I don't want to present myself to my future husband with a lady tag that, hey, you need to pay my debt and marry me, okay? So that shouldn't be happening. So with that motivation in mind and the mind to change, which I think everyone here is gearing on since we are futurepreneurs as well, I started to attend seminars, read blogs, look for money management seminars from financial gurus and whatnot. And since then, I've implemented their processes, and it was really impacting my money life. So I told to myself that such learning shouldn't just be contained within me. I should and must share it to others so they can also have a financial free path as well. So that's when I decided to create a blog. So I'm shamelessly plugging my blog, kuripotpinay.com, or Frugal Filipina in English. So I started to write about the 52 weeks money challenge, and in that year, it actually went viral in the Philippines. So that's when I had this idea that this is something that many should learn, and this is something that I am really passionate about and would want to share it to everyone if possible.
Rhea, one follow-up short question, if you may. What would be your tagline saying to your future husband after you have, improved your financial management? What would it say now?
I'm free, marry me.
I like the energy. I like the energy. I like the energy, Rhea.
Thank
All
you.
right, that will be fun. We're looking forward to meet you, Rhea, and all of our coaches. Can we have another round of applause to all our coaches and wonderful question from our participants? Right. I like the sound effect. Here for. All right, remember this is just the first round. There'll be more coming towards before we actually meet in person, scheduled early next year. There'll be more pre-workshop seminar like this to come and engage with our coaches as well as our panelists and participants. That is all for Pechakucha. I would like to hand the stage back to Kun Sonisa to wrap up today's session.
All right. Excellent. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the coaches. Everyone did a good job. It's beyond my expectation. And this is a good warm-up session, I would say, towards the journey of our change maker. And I can't wait to see our next virtual networking session that now it would be the turn of our 55 futurepreneurs who are going to deliver the visual storytelling like this. So I believe that right now we feel the sense of being wisely, we feel the sense of being the futurepreneurs, and how this workshop gonna make you fully equipped with the change maker in our local community. So one thing to bear in mind, our networking session are unlimited resources that we could tap in any time that we need to. We're not talking about the knowledge only. We're talking about attitudes. We're talking about the practical ideas, the real practice in the real life context. And this is the Futurepreneur is for. So what's the next step? Our next virtual networking session will be carried out on Sunday, 20th of September, same time, same place. And now, yeah, it's a time for futurepreneurs to shine bright like the diamond. And stay tuned for the news update via our Facebook closed group, and where we're posting all the details about our next virtual session. And any person who is not in the group yet, feel free to do so. Please scan your QR code here, right here, or click the link. Okay, the link is already in the chat box, and yeah, to get an access to our Facebook closed group. And should you have any things related to the social enterprise updates, such as the funding opportunities, upcoming trends, about maybe your movement in the social enterprise, feel free to do so in the Facebook closed group. And I see many futurepreneurs have the questions in the Q&A feature and in the chat box. So I would put the questions in the Facebook closed group so that coach have opportunities to, chat back. Yeah. And before we leave today, I want all of us to grab a piece of paper. Coaches and futurepreneurs, please grab a piece of paper, or maybe electronic paper if you don't have a paper beside your hand. Please write down key takeaway message from the session today. So just 1 or 2 words are enough. And once you finish, please raise your hand and show your message in the camera. And for the futurepreneur, please write down the message, and I would ask you to share your key takeaway in our Facebook private group right after this session. Okay. So I'm writing down as well. No, what like marry me? No. Just key takeaway, okay, from the session. Okay. Are you ready, my life coach, my money coach?
If I may, that's one question asking whether they can, start chatting and mingle with their coaches already. I would say by all means, and coaches, please feel free to leave your address if you haven't done that already in the chat box for our futurepreneur to mingle privately, or you can also do so via the Facebook group that Kun Sunisa just mentioned, right?
Right, exactly. Thank you, Pachara. Okay, what did we wrote? Okay, write the key takeaway, the message up from this session. Just 1 or 2 words are enough. No word marry me, okay, Azam. Okay, are you ready? Everyone ready? Okay, I'm ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, that's about vision, network matters, yes, inspired and be inspired, yes, we're going to inspire each other. And the word collaboration, yeah, from Awaludin, and collab, yes, collab, yeah, Mohammed and Paul, the collaboration, and experience sharing, yes. Yes, and expand my worldview. Yes. Okay, thank you everyone. My team already captured the photo. Okay, so next, let's take a group photo together. Okay, so I will count 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right. Thank you everyone. And okay, before last thing before we leave, this program is fully funded by the U.S. Department of State, as we know, and organized by the Hinan Foundation Asia. You see all of us wear the blue polo shirts. Yeah, our foundation founded 25 years ago in Thailand. We have a branch in Vietnam as well. We founded with an aim to strive to empower people with the knowledge, technology, skills, and to necessary for a better future. So we conduct all the engaging activities to train, coach, and equip all the beneficiaries, whether they are entrepreneur, whether they are small business owner in Thailand, in Vietnam, teacher in Vietnam as well, teacher in Thailand, and student, community leader, and all the non-profit managers. So you may follow our passion with our stakeholders via website. I would place our website here for you guys in case you want to follow up. Right here is a website of Hinan Foundation Asia. And last thing but not least is okay, please take a moment to fill out our satisfaction survey. Feel free to do so, not only coach but the futurepreneur as well. Okay, your experience is important to us, and we would, because all of the results will be considered carefully as part of our planning process for our next session. So after you're done with the survey, feel free to leave, and thank you for your active participation along the session. See you in September. Thank you, everyone.
เห็นเป็น0 คนไหมอ่ะเหมือนมันมีชื่อค้างอยู่คนหนึ่งอ่ะแต่มันขึ้นว่า0ใช่ล่ะเราฟังเรคคอร์ดนะ